Hey guys, Josh here and welcome to Motorcast, and for the first time ever probably on the whole of YouTube, there's a dedicated World Rallycross podcast, and of course who better to get on this podcast than Mr. Jake Callahan.
Woo! Rallycross, let's go.
So what attracted you to Rallycross then, Jake? Because I know it's probably one of your favourite motorsports.
Rallycross for me, it was something I didn't really have much interest in until I think it was the end of the first season. And they put it live on Quest, the final round of the championship, as kind of because it was behind a paywall on, I want to say Eurosport, but it could be wrong. And they put it on Quest for one final round. I thought, I'll give this a watch, and within 5 seconds, I was hooked.
And a lot to be hooked about as well about this season. Very, very, very exciting. Your overall thoughts then on this opening weekend of this 2017 season?
Opening thoughts: Rallycross is back, and in a massive way. Like, I didn't think they could. Last year was fantastic, and I was just thinking, it might be a bit of a damp squib. Like, you can't top last year. And then we go out and have this weekend. It had it all. I mean, Barcelona, it's the first time the season's been opened there, so that's always new.
Yeah, I thought it was a good decision as well. I thought it was a pretty decent place, wasn't it?
It's a good track as well, actually. I mean, I know everyone's like, it's another converted off F1 track, but I quite like it. And the Joker Lap especially provides some great finishing.
The Joker Lap, that is exactly what a Joker Lap should be. Like, wow, that was pretty insane.
And it does provide some really good overtaking, as demonstrated by Andreas Backerud.
And some very good opportunities to barge drivers out of the way as well.
Oh yeah, it's Rallycross.
We always like to see
it's a contact sport.
Exactly.
Yeah,
there's such tight tracks, you have to do this, don't you? Exactly. And a lot of touring car drivers as well, and a lot of DTM drivers. But let's talk about DTM drivers now, because we're talking about the heats, and Timo Schneider was top of that, and Matthias Ekstrom, of course, in second. So the DTM Massive doing pretty well.
One thing I will say, would anyone realistically have had Timo Schneider down as top qualifier before the weekend started?
No, probably not. I mean, he's been impressive though, wasn't he, last year? I think he had a few outings, but Schneider's put in a really, really good performance this weekend. And what would you say this is? The start of a title push, or is that a bit too early to say?
It's a bit too early to say for anyone, really. Like, it's a long season. Anything can happen in Rallycross, as you damn well know. But no, I think it's promising, especially because the Fiesta's, it's a good car, but it's not on the same level as like that EKS Audi or the new Volkswagen. I'd argue even the Focus is probably still a better car than the Fiesta, but it's getting there.
Q1 and Q2, because that was pretty much a Rallycross in a nutshell, wasn't it? Complete carnage, chaos everywhere.
It had
cars
everything.
Going off left, right, and centre. Great battling. The drivers still went out of there, of course, in pretty terrible conditions, and put on a good show.
It had everything. I mean, the thing that stood out for me was very far down the pack, and we're talking 17th and 18th place in Q1, and I think similar place in Q2. The battles between Rennis Nitish in the third EKS Audi and Susu in that bright green Kia Rio. I've never seen two drivers just battle all the time. Like, they were nose to tail for the entire heat. Like,
It was pretty. It was
so good to watch.
The internet definitely, I think, adopted that Kia Rio pretty unsurprisingly, of course.
I'm still in the camp where I would love a second one campaigned by Gigi Gali full time, because I'm a massive Gigi Gali fan.
I have heard, there's quite a few rumours as well going round about a second Kia, so we'll have to see about that.
I think Gali runs the team. I know he has some involvement in that car because it was his. But
that's what you want in a team owner, and it's someone like him as opposed to, I won't name names, but certain team managers are better than managers. Drivers. Warren Scott, Stuart Lyons.
Warren Scott's okay.
No, Warren Scott's good. Okay,
and to be fair, Stuart Lyons is okay.
And,
not as a driver,
and he voluntarily stepped down as well, which is very good of him, and they're doing very well. Anyway, back to Rallycross. Let's talk about the biggest casualties then of the heats, and I think probably the biggest one, Jake, was Sebastian Loeb.
Oh, Sebastian Loeb. Pretty much most people penciled him in. He's pretty much guaranteed to hit the semis, and then a drive shaft failure spins him out in Q3. 22nd overall, behind Gregoire Dumester, behind Balmanis, who had not that great of a weekend. It's just not gone well for him. I mean, to not make the semis is bad enough. When your two teammates make the semis, that's an issue.
And let's talk about a few of those other guys that got knocked out in the heats. Obviously, Kevin Eriksson, pretty unlucky just to miss out there. Bauman, as you mentioned, had a difficult weekend. What do you make of the rest of those that were eliminated? Timosyanov, of course, as well.
Timosyanov. I feel so bad for Timosyanov. He's just Mr. Unlucky in Rallycross, I think. I can't remember.
That win's got to come soon.
I can't remember.
Pretty much since he won the championship, he's had pretty.
I'm really struggling to remember a consistent good weekend from Timosyanov in recent memory.
In fact, I think he's got 2 podiums since he won that championship in 2013. Since it moved to the kind of World Rallycross name. So yeah, not a good weekend for Timosyanov, but just sneaking through was Kevin Hansen and De Bourg. That was pretty good for both of them.
Hansen's not a surprise to me. I say that being massively biased, but he's not a surprise. He's proved he did it. Last year he made several semi-finals, and he made the final in Lyddon Hill, I believe. Hansen to me isn't a surprise. Now he's got an up-to-date car. Jean-Baptiste De Bourg, very impressive. Again,
agreed. I mean, if you look at his results, he just kind of sneaked through, didn't he? Because he got 13.
He sneaked 2 by 1 point.
That is pretty
beat Kevin Eriksson by a point and beat Sebastian Loeb by 2.
Pretty impressive. And let's talk about impressive, because Guy Wilkes and Ken Block, I thought they... Guy Wilkes, of course, I think we've talked about him in the past quite a bit, and saying that he definitely deserves a full-time drive, and he's got that now.
He's got it.
But Ken Block, he was pretty impressive, wasn't he? Yeah. I mean, second in Q1, that kind of carried him through, but good performance this weekend.
Again, Ken Block's he's always, for me now, he's moved beyond, he's just there because of his name, to, he's fighting for that semi-final place. I mean, it's not the first time it's happened. I think ever since he's came back with the Focus and developed it alongside Baccarat, I think Ken Block has improved massively, especially on the world stage, and it's good to have his team there. I feel like now, whereas maybe at the start of last year it was, Baccarat's there and Block's just there to make up the numbers. I genuinely think Ken Block now warrants a place on the world stage.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of equal teams this year, definitely.
God.
Like you said, quite a few were pretty one-sided last year, weren't they? But this year was very close.
This is probably one of the closest grids we've had. We've got a combination of some brand new cars, some older cars that are being upgraded, some older cars that have been fully developed, and it looks like it's working alright. For now, anyway, I fully expect the ones at the front with the works cars, like the EKS and like the Solberg Volkswagen effort, I fully expect them to get quicker and quicker throughout the season. But at the beginning, I mean, the times are very close.
And Scheider, of course, I think he's the only independent guy, and he actually got into the final compared to everyone else in the works team. So that's I think pretty impressive, because he's got extra in Baccarat, Solberg, Hansen, and Kristoffersen. So that was pretty impressive from him. Should we move on to the semi-finals?
Oh yes.
Let's talk about the guys who didn't do so well. Unfortunately, Renis Nitish really never got going. Of course, was delayed at the start, and Heikkinen as well. Disappointing semi-finals, I think, for both of them, because they probably could have gotten to the final.
Yeah, I think so. Heikkinen was just unlucky, which I think sums up his rallycross career at this point. Other players, Nitish, I don't know, it just wasn't that great for EKS in the semi-final, if it wasn't for Matthias Ekstrom. What
can you say about Ekstrom? I mean,
what can you say about
coming
him that hasn't
into
been
the
said?
season? Yeah, exactly. He is the new Solberg of say last year, where we thought that he comes into a weekend not really the quickest, goes through the heats not really the quickest, and then just kind of wins the semi-final, sticks it on the front row, and kind of, I say in inverted commas, dominates the final, because that's not really the full story, but he tends to come away with a very big points, doesn't he?
Yeah, there's a quote in racing which is, you need to go as quickly, or the fastest you need to go is the slowest place you can get away with by winning. And I think that's something that Ekstrom's definitely come across as. He's learnt from his title challenge last year, where there's a couple of times where he maybe pushed it a bit too much. He seems to have reined it in a bit, matured a bit. It's okay, yeah, we're defending this.
Yeah,
that's
definitely
my view anyway.
And 2 Volkswagens into the final. How do you kind of rate their overall
debut
weekend as a
think
new unit?
They are the strongest team. I think isn't it's a new spec Polo that I think is based on what would have been the WRC car.
Yeah, I believe so. And I believe a lot of the kind of mechanics in team have shifted focus there as well, which is good for them. But yeah, would you say it's the strongest driver lineup? Because I'd probably say it would be with Petter Solberg and Kristoffersson, who are certainly rated very highly.
I believe so, but when you've got a team with Matthias Ekstrom in it, I don't know. I think there's definitely an argument to be made for both Solberg and Ekstrom to be the best on the field at this point.
Definitely. I mean, they're probably the two strongest teams, and they're probably going to be the main battle I think we're probably going to see this year. But like I said earlier, of course, we can't read too much into this opening weekend because, like I said, they were very, very close, and maybe we're going to see them more spread out as the season goes on. But I don't know. I mean, this is Rallycross, so
Rallycross, anything can happen.
Exactly, yeah. But I mean, if you look at the semi-final results, they were fairly, like, semi-final 2 was fairly dominated by breakaway 3, and then semi-final 1, you could say that, but of course there were various incidents in there as well. So I think we had a very top 6 though, didn't we, really, in terms of once we got into the final, these guys, really, any of them could have won.
Like, it's a beauty of Rallycross. Sometimes you have semi-finals where it's just like, oh, okay, like, one person will break away and we don't see him again. This, I think it was 0.4 of a second between Ekstrom and Scheider. That's insane. Yeah.
Let's talk about the final as well, because wow. What did you make of that final?
That final for me was the best race we've had since Hockenheim last year. It was ridiculous. It had everything. It was just a line of cars throughout all of the laps.
A really impressive job from Ekstrom and Scheider. I mean, when you were watching that, did you think they had enough to come out ahead? Because I honestly didn't think they would. I thought they might come out behind, but then of course with the momentum they might overtake. But they were pretty clear. I
genuinely thought it was Backerud to win. I genuinely thought Backerud would have had them, but apparently not. Well, I mean, it's the reason I'm not an RX spotter.
and Solberg and Kristoffersson. Did you expect a bit more from them? I mean, Kristoffersson, of course, had his problem off the line, and Solberg looked really fast, but couldn't quite get past, and just kind of stalled in fourth. They're going to be disappointed with that, aren't they? Because I think
they're going to be disappointed, but when you look at the quality of the final, to not finish last is a great achievement in that final.
True.
I mean, I'd argue that's 6 of the finest rallycross drivers on the planet in that final.
Yeah, I think that's sometimes a rare occasion as well. I mean, maybe what you got Loeb in there, but can we really say he's in the top 6 yet in terms of Rallycross? I think he's got a bit of a way to go, hasn't he? Same with Kevin Hansen. Heikkinen is in there sometimes, isn't he? Same with Nitish. So yeah, I think we definitely had a really, really strong top 6 there, didn't we?
Yeah, I think that's what you need as well, because obviously if you have the 6 fastest guys in the field, they're gonna go for it, and there's gonna be great racing.
And that's definitely what we got. I think we're already kind of getting a bit of a rivalry, aren't we? We've got the 2 DTM guys in Scheider and Ekstrom as well. And of course, Solberg, I think, wants blood after last season.
Oh, God,
so we've got a lot of motivated drivers, haven't we? Yeah, especially after what happened in Latvia, was it? Where he had a big row with the stewards and got a lot of points taken away from him.
Yeah,
pretty much cost him his championship if you ask certain people, but yeah, it's definitely shaping up for a very, very good season, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Portugal's in about 17 days, I want to say. That's going to be a good race, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, it's Rallycross, so that's pretty much what it does, but still.
Yeah, true. It's the 22nd to the 23rd of April, obviously, which is just the supercars. I mean, we get this support category, RX2, coming in Belgium, new for 2017.
Yeah, it's essentially.
I say new; it's a rebrand.
Yeah, it's what RX Lights was, I think.
Yeah.
Don't know why it needs a rebrand.
RX2, Formula 2, and people just like their twos, don't they?
Yeah. I don't know. I prefer this too because it actually works as a feeder series.
Back to Rallycross. Of course, Portugal. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Petter Solberg, of course, won in Portugal last year. Kristoffersson won semi-final 1, Solberg won semi-final 2, so can we expect a bit of a return of the VWs, a bit of a vengeance in Portugal?
Maybe. I still think there's still some performance to come from that car.
Mm-hmm.
And that car's only going to get quicker. Is Portugal too early? Difficult to say. I still still have a feeling that Baccarid's going to win. That's my view on it. Because I think that Focus is probably... I don't know, it's definitely more developed than the Polo at this point. Plus, I think Baccarid just has a knack for circuits like Portugal.
True, I mean, he's made a good start to the season so far, so we'll have to see how that one goes. I mean, you can never count out Ekstrom either. I mean, it's a pretty safe bet to go with Ekstrom, but if you're going to go with Baccarid...
What's the fun in that?
Exactly. I'm gonna go with Kristoffersson to win in Portugal. He had a terrible final last year there, and I think he's going to get revengeance with a win for Kristoffersson. Solberg, I think, he needs to work out this problem. I think maybe with the tyres, he seems to take quite a lot out of them in the heats and semi-final, and then by the time he gets to the final, he kind of is a bit burned out.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. But I would argue the point that he's in a completely new car to him.
True, and it was an impressive performance as well to say he's come from the Citroen, jumped straight in this VW and is immediately back on it.
Well, I mean, he's Peter Solberg, you kind of expect it, but still.
True.
I mean, yeah, it's a completely different car, and although on paper you'd think, the specs are quite similar, it's not that easy in practice.
And I know off air we mentioned about the commentary team, of course, Liam Doran joining the commentary team. What was your overall thoughts on his commentary and the kind of overall package delivered by the World feed?
He's just not Guy Wilkes. As much as we love seeing Guy Wilkes in the car, he's an amazing commentator.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was me, it's kind of difficult. Who else would you get in? Because it's not like you could get Andrew Jordan or Tim Harvey in. Because they were
exactly not every weekend. Yeah, they can only do selected weekends, and they seem to put it right on the touring car weekends usually. So we'll see how that goes for the rest of the season, though.
I don't know. I'm just not that big on Liam Doran. And I think that's a general feeling amongst most British RX fans.
Especially, yeah. I mean, he has brought a bit of a disgrace to the
and
name,
after,
I guess.
Yeah, after last season, I'm not surprised he didn't get a drive.
Obviously, Guy Wilkes now flying the flag for Britain.
That's the man we all wanted to in the first place.
Yes, exactly. I think he was always the kind of...
all love Guy Wilkes.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, he's flying the flag for Britain, of course. Really, I mean, there's guys, of course, coming up the ranks, but no one else really in Rallycross at the moment. So I think it's good we got Wilkes.
There's a lot of very good British talent in the British series that don't have the budget to do the World Series, and I'd love for some of them to get opportunities like not Silver Hill, Lydden Hill. I don't know where that's come from.
That's a good opportunity. I mean, we get a lot of national people for the various rounds, so hopefully that'll continue, not just for Britain, of course, but for all the rounds throughout the years. Maybe South Africa will get some local experts in. That'll be pretty good to see.
Yeah, I think that's a solid thing. Just another thing I want to point out is looking at the European series, Anton Markland winning it. Unsurprising, maybe, but I think I'm stepping down from the World Series. I hope I've got the right person here. I'm going to sound like an idiot.
No. I do remember that, and
Kristoffersson's old teammate.
Solberg as well, of course.
Yeah, and Henning Solberg is another one.
Yeah, quite a lot.
I forgot Henning was doing Rallycross.
And Rennie Munich as well, of course, who's stepped
Rennie
down.
Munich as well.
Robin Larson,
another one.
There's quite a lot of guys in there. Tommy Rustad.
What? I'm only just learning that Robin Larson's doing step down from the World Series.
Oh, that is a shame, to be honest. Because
there is something to be made of. Tommy Rustad not even in the final.
It's competitive. Palkis as well.
I know, but after a season dominated by Kevin Hansen last year, you kind of expect Rustad to pick back up where he left off a couple of seasons ago.
You would think so, but obviously these guys had different ideas. But Anton Markland, I guess, did his time come too early in Rallycross? Maybe this is a good move for him, but I don't know. I mean,
won the final by 2 seconds. It's no mean feat. In Rallycross, that's a week.
Yeah, exactly. Over 6 laps. That's pretty impressive. Have you got anything else to add on European Rallycross or the World Rallycross?
No, not much at the minute. I think there's still some very exciting inclusions in that series that's still yet to arrive.
Andrew Jordan, of course, in at Lydden Hill. That should be pretty good. But a lot of guys on a more permanent basis as well.
Yeah, I think one person I was slightly disappointed with in that Eurofield was Magda Andersson, the young Swede. I kind of expected her to be up there fighting, but I mean, just outside the top 20 is not terrible, but I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more to come from her. And that's pretty much. Oh, and there's also Andrea Dubourg, same relation to JB.
It is okay. That's all right then. So of course, as we mentioned, next round up in Portugal, you've gone with Baccarin then for the win.
Yep, I'm sticking by Andres Baccarin. I think he's just got too much.
I'm going to say Christopherson, but of course, Rallycross always very, very hard to predict, and that's exactly how he wanted, isn't it? So yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, it should be good for a good round, and hopefully, we'll see you guys then as well, possibly on the Tuesday or Wednesday after that event. And yeah, we'll see you there. Thank you so much for coming on, Jake. Where can we find you across the social medias?
You find me at Jake R. Callahan, because some bugger's already taken at Jake Callahan.
Honestly, Twitter handles.
How dare they?
Taking them, hey.
How dare they?
You should have rights, but just send them this video, and you can say, I need this for media purposes.
I need this for journo stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You need this for the future. So yeah. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So you guys can leave your thoughts on this first Rallycross round down in the comment section below. Until next time, have a wonderful week, have a wonderful month, and have a wonderful year.